Hey footy fans, let's get into the round 16 recap. Lions took on the Tigers on the Thursday night to get things underway. Brizzy getting the job done at home, 134-53 the final scores. Here I am before the game thinking, gee, the Tigers might have a chance here. No chance at all. Dustin Martin wasn't out with illness. It was all Brizzy in this game. The Tigers, they just kept kicking it long to no one pretty much. And Brisbane were good enough. They played quick transition football. They worked well as a team and they repeatedly got it forward and got goals as the scoreboard outlined there. On Friday night, we had the grand final rematch. Well, the last time these two sides met in the Swans and the Cats absolutely smashed them, similar to what they did in the grand final last year. This one ends in a draw, 54-54. The Swans, so inaccurate, 18 behinds. They blew their opportunities. If they were accurate in front of goal, they would have absolutely had a great win against the Cats. The only player who presented themselves really well in this game for Geelong, in my opinion, was Tom Hawkins. He just moved so well, finding space, presenting himself to his teammates, for those chest marks. I thought he had a nice passage of play at times, and the Cats, just as a team, poor as well. I think both of these teams really need to get into a consistent rhythm, and we haven't seen that this season, and it's really a shame because obviously the Swans last year, they were great besides that grand final, and the Cats, how dominant they were in that grand final last year. It's just not them. So both coaches, and both two of the best coaches in the business, and they have been for a while, they really need to get a grip on their team, that's for sure. On Saturday, the Crows beat the Roos 138-72 at the Adelaide Oval. I'd say, this one was pretty expected. Rankin had 5 goals for North Melbourne. Yeah, we got 72 points. I think the Crows were up by 1 or 2 goals at one stage, but then they started to fire away in that second quarter onwards. Good to see Luke Davis-Uniacke back in action. I thought that was a positive there for the Roos. The Dogs beat Freo, and a strong win for those doggies. It's a great result for them because they're now in 6th spot on the ladder. They beat Freo 102-73. A win out of the top 4 for the Dogs, so Luke Beveridge and his side really pushing for a final spot, that's for sure. And they're there pretty much. They've just got to hang in there for these last few rounds. The Suns took on the Pies. I had high expectations of this game. I expected it to be a great game of football, a tight contest, seeing as the Suns were at home. But they lose 42-120. The Pies, way too strong. And the Suns, well, they were poor. And I'm really disappointed that they couldn't put up a stronger fight than that. Essendon took on Port Adelaide. Gee, this was a bizarre game of football. Port Adelaide got up by 16 points with about 10 minutes or so left in the game. And you think, Port have got this in the bag. It's all over. Essendon fight back. They just have that fire in their belly to keep on going. They take the lead by a point. Then they go up by 2 points because it's rushed through for a behind. Late in the game, about 15 seconds to go, Dan Houston takes the mark, he backs himself, the siren goes, he's 50 out, and he bangs it straight through. And just that photo of all the Essendon hands to the football, they got there, but the ball passed the line. What a finish, what a game, and this is why you love football. Final scores, Essendon 74, Port 78, Port Adelaide 12 wins in a row. Ken Hinkley, boy oh boy was he happy after this game. You could just imagine if you missed it, but boy oh boy, if you missed it, you really missed out, that's for sure. On Sunday, the Hawks took on the Blues. The Hawks lose 52-112. A lot of players chipping in for the Blues, which is great to see. Adam Chera had 27 disposals, 2 goals, a variety of players chipping in, and a good win for the Blues, trying to get back on track somehow. The D's took on the Giants. The Demons losing in Alice Springs 45-47, a low-scoring game, and I know it was a bit slippery conditions at times, but still, I expected better. The Giants, it was a great win for them. The Demons, on the other hand, really poor. They had 15 behinds, and I know Bailey Fritsch got injured. Fritsch has fractured his foot, so wishing him a speedy recovery. He'll be out for about 6 to 8 weeks. But still, D's, they're just not the same, folks. They used to be so good in front of goal. They used to have a variety of players kicking 2 or 3 a game. They were so quick on the front foot. And I'm just not seeing it at times. They're really struggling with their attacking football and their scoring. Christian Petrarca had 4 behinds in this game. Just needed to be a bit more accurate. But it is what it is. The D's lose. And the Giants, well, a giant win for them despite the close margin. The Eagles, what an effort by the West Coast Eagles. 77-85. They lose to the Saints. They were up, the Eagles, at times, which really surprised me and probably surprised many. The Saints, they come back. They could have done a lot better. They needed to be a lot better than this. And if they're playing football like that, I just don't think they're worthy of a top 8 spot. Because the West Coast Eagles, to see them up by a few goals and to see a team like this lose last game by, 217 points or whatever it was. I just think the Saints should have won by a lot more and they didn't. Folks, there's the round wrapped up for you. A bit to get through there, and still a bit to get through as we head into Isaac's GMP of the round. And what a goal this was by Billy the Kid. Jamie Elliott, the chase on the footy. It was going to be a behind. He tapped it back into play. He kept his eye on the football. He kept it alive. Run through the 2 big sticks in the middle. And he socketed it in. That's just so clever. It is genius by Jamie Elliott. And that goal, that play, it just reminded me of a player like Cyril Rioli. How silky he was with the football. How quick he was. How clever he was. And Jamie Elliott, you're an absolute star. Because it's going to really be hard to beat that goal. Because in my opinion, that's goal of the year for me. My mark of the round goes to Jamari Uguhagen. He had a couple in this game against the Fremantle Dockers, but this one caught my eye. Floated across the pack, just a lovely grab. A great pair of mittens on him, over Sean Darcy's shoulder, so bit of elevation there and a strong grab by Jamara. My player of the round, it goes to a giant and it goes to Josh Kelly. He had 26 disposals, 2 goals. 12 of those 26 disposals were contested. He had 3 marks, 4 tackles, 6 inside 50s, 4 clearances and 443 metres gained. Josh Kelly, his ability to not only be in that attacking half of the field, but get back in the defensive half as well, really help his team out. Against a side like the Demons, he showed up, and the Giants showed up as a team to put the cherry on top for Josh Kelly being my player of the round. He actually did score the match winner for the Giants in what was a really nice win for them, that's for sure. Folks, round 17 starts on Thursday night. The Tigers taking on the Swans at the MCG. Buddy Franklin is scheduled to return, so there's a positive there for the Swans, but I am tipping the Tigers. I'm going by 17 points, but I think it might be a lot more closer than that. Gotta love footy. Like that recap and you want to see more of my content, remember to hit that thumbs up, like, comment, and hit that red button down there that says subscribe. Much appreciated. For more content, follow me on my Facebook page and also my Instagram page.